Thanks for joining on the show. We now have Professor Sheriff Gali Ibrahim connecting back with us right now. Prof, a very good day to you and welcome to Market Report, sir.
Yes, good to hear from you.
All right, sir. So, first, what's your assessment of ECOWAS in 50 years? 50 years anniversary is here to celebrate, but what is your assessment of it, sir?
My assessment of ECOWAS is that ECOWAS has been performing well, wonderfully. In its 50th anniversary, we see the marking of celebration of a regional giant, a regional economic institution, a regional representation of great people of West Africa. When ECOWAS was actually founded on the 28th of May 1975, it was actually promising, especially the contribution of Gowon in making sure that regional economic institution, was well established in West Africa, which culminated in the formation of the military wing of ECOWAS, which is ECOWAS Monitoring Group. Which is ECOMOG. The celebration of ECOWAS on its 50th anniversary, we should reckon with so many things. And what are those things? Peace and stability, which it has brought to West Africa, especially during the Liberian conflict, Sierra Leone, Guinea. Looking at the era of Yahya Jammeh, when he fell in an election and he refused to abdicate, he wanted to continue. ECOMOG under ECOWAS threatened intervention, and that made Yahya Jammeh to actually, left the country. He disappeared, which resulted in the installment of a democratically elected government of Adama Barrow. So ECOWAS has been performing in terms of free movement of goods, of people, of labor, and services across the West Africa region. Then apart from this, we have seen also the contributions of the ECOWAS Court of Justice, which where local courts have failed to actually tender justice, or if people are not satisfied with the domestic or local court, they could actually appeal, or they could actually take their cases to ECOWAS Court of Justice. Apart from this, ECOWAS has also tried to cement political integration in West Africa when it established ECOWAS Parliament. So ECOWAS Parliament has been able to be making laws for West Africa, which is also a vital part of political integration, as we see with the European Union. Then apart from this, we've also seen the attempt, as well as move by ECOWAS, to also create a single market, which is called the ECO. These are all indices as well as instruments of regional integration from a prototype European Union, which has been the most successful regional integration in the world. The ECOWAS, per se, has achieved integration in all ramifications, in all aspects of integration. The only thing left for ECOWAS is to achieve this particular single currency, or to become a monetary union. But in terms of customs union, in terms of a common market, in terms of single market, in terms of political integration, social integration, economic integration, ECOWAS has been able to achieve all this. ECOWAS has been able to achieve regional integration better than even the African Union, because all institutions of ECOWAS perform greater than those of African Union. So if you look at the European Union, you cannot justify the efficacy of a regional bloc in the world better than the economic community for its African state. ECOWAS has really performed greatly. But ECOWAS faces challenges, and the major challenge of ECOWAS now is military intervention in the West African state, which combines Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and now we are looking at at Ivory Coast.
Exactly.
So these particular military juntas, if they come, especially the creation of the Sahel state is also a great threat to the survival as well as continuity of the economic community for West African state. So there is the need for absolute caution to be taken, as well as for the co-option of this particular state, even though ECOWAS has been trying to bring them back, on track, but they have been so determined to break away and get out of ECOWAS. But diplomatic action as well as processes should continue to actually take place, so that these runaway or breakaway entities of Niger, Burkina, Mali should actually come back to ECOWAS. If care is not taken, with the coming of Ivory Coast might also decide to join the Association of the Sahel State.
Prof, so sorry to cut in. Before we get to that level, there's something that you said that is quite striking. And most Nigerians, most West African populace understand this particular aspect of what ECOWAS is trying to do. The single currency issue that you raised, that is quite a challenge. What could be the challenge that we cannot have a single currency in West Africa? If Europe can do it, and you could also remember that the economic integration of West Africa was somewhat tailored or modeled after the European Union. So what is our own challenge not to have a single currency?
Yeah, the challenge is the existence of France, which has been printing money for the Francophone countries, especially in West Africa, as well as its over-dominance in the economies of the Francophone state, West Africa. This has been a major challenge. But the way forward, as well as the progress of this particular dream, is that these particular Francophone countries in West Africa are divorcing France as a colonial power, as a major dominant in their economies, especially Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Senegal, and coming down to Central Africa, Chad. So you can see that if they are able to actually divorce France, then come back to their mother institution, which is ECOWAS, it means that we are going to have an integrated currency. But even with the divorce of France, by this particular association or alliance of the Sahel, if they fail to return to ECOWAS, there will still be a problem of integration, especially as it deals with the currency or monetary integration. Because if they divorce France and they are no longer part of ECOWAS, it means that ECOWAS will be dealing with its own issue as well as new currency union without these particular countries within the Sahel alliance. So that is why there is the need for absolute and drastic diplomatic effort to be carried out in bringing back these particular entities back to ECOWAS. And if they refuse to do that, I believe that when it is time for elections, when they have new democratically elected government, they might actually reconsider this particular reunification with ECOWAS, which will actually reconsolidate and re-strengthen this particular community of West African state, if we are able to be reunited with this particular Francophone state that are actually, breaking away from ECOWAS. So that has been a challenge. Military coup is also a challenge. But if we are able to contain military intervention in West Africa, maintain and sustain democracy, expand the spirit of good governance and democratic principle, because it's not only democracy. What democracy is able to actually put on the table for people. The dividend of democracy should touch every home in West Africa. If this is done, the military will never actually decide or even have interest for taking over the mantle of governance. So if we do this, definitely we are going to have a united West Africa, a well-integrated West Africa. So you can see the integration system is gradually crumbling with the gradual takeover of military into the affairs of governance and political system of West Africa.
Exactly.
So we wish...
Prof, sorry, I have to cut you in because there's